And so let's take this issue forward. We are joined by Eastern Cape Human Settlements MEC, Siphokazi Lusithi, joining us via video link. MEC, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, our package there painting quite the picture of just how much need there actually is. But just from your perspective, where you are on that shortfall of catching up. I remember when, just a few weeks ago, we had a conversation with the COCTA MEC. We talked about the allocation that is being sent to the Eastern Cape, for instance, to deal with disaster issues and certainly the infrastructure rebuild. And there was the point that was made that actually the allocation is for storms that happened earlier on in the year. So no surprises that there'd be shortfalls, but how bad would you describe them?
Yes, thank you very much, and good evening to you, Naledi, and the viewers. The shortfall is huge. The province has called on the various departments to reprioritize. If you look at the human settlements portfolio, all in all, for us to only respond to this specific disaster, we need 1.7 billion, and 1.2 of which will bring the permanent solution. And for temporary residential units, which are temporary shelters, we need over 461 million. Now, as a provincial department of human settlement, we've been able to relook at our budget and business plan and reprioritize and set aside about 120 million. And that's going to provide about 1,230 temporary residential units, which will go across the various regions. And for those, we will be prioritizing families with younger kids, particularly those that we've located in the temporary emergency units, looking at elderly and people living with disabilities. And we are hoping that with the shortfall will be financed through the allocation through National COCTA on the national disaster, because as a province, we have submitted a business plan, which then encapsulates the whole amount, even across other departments of what is needed. And I know that the departments of transport, for instance, have been able to prioritize as well, as per the request of the Premier. But the difference is huge, and it will need us to really cooperate. And that's why when we're looking to this response, we are emphasizing not only on ensuring that these families, they go back to normality, but how do we respond in a way that will prevent the disasters occurring in the same areas, in the same households in the future. And that's why a great part of the response to this disaster is on relocating those settlements.
Yeah, but that's seemingly not an easy task. The MEC for COCTA telling the media today that there have been concerns around some communities not wanting to take in the victims of these disasters. I believe the community of Maydeen has simply refused to have some of those victims set up homes, or have the government set up homes for them in that area, because they too are waiting for RDP houses. What is the situation there?
Okay. Yes, it's not an easy task, but it is a responsibility that we have to take up as leadership. In the KSD locality, in Mthatha, the land that we have identified that would be suitable for settlement and identified for relocating the affected households is in Maiden Farm. And the reason why the Maiden Farm becomes the almost immediate site for us to relocate is because it's the one land that belongs to government. Therefore, it minimizes the economics of it. It is a service site and ready for the erection of these TRUs. There are issues because that land belongs to the municipality. There are issues with the closer communities not being comfortable with the relocation of those people. The district municipality and the local municipality are leading the engagement and the social facilitation with those communities. Some of the issues they are raising the issues of crime, the risk of increase in crime when you bring in a new settlements, new communities, and that they may require some deeper level of scanning so that to ensure that the risk element and there's no increase in crime informed by new settlements that's coming in. they have raised the issue of prioritization of the disaster versus the already existing project in Maiden Farm of building houses in the area. So those are the issues we're engaging that community with. But also, together with the municipality, we are looking at other alternatives, including land that belongs to tribal authorities. And hence, in the press briefing earlier, we spoke about the engagements with traditional authorities. We are engaging and looking at other lands that may belong, whether be it private, looking at land that belongs to other entities of government. But the issue for us is that any other land where we settle these communities must be land that is suitable for human settlements. It must be land that has environmental impact assessments done. It must be land that is serviced so that the district municipality is able to provide water, sanitation, and all those things. And similarly, in the Mngoma local municipality, already there is land that has been identified to relocate that settlement. And for those communities, we've already gone a long way in terms of preparing those sites. I know this week we are just waiting for land to just dry up, and we're expecting that the contractor will go in to start building. Even there, it was not easy. There were tensions and misgivings in that community, which required a deeper level of engagement, so that the community that will be receiving these settlements are also put at ease. But the issue is that it's important for us in the engagement with community to understand what caused for this, particularly in this disaster where we've lost so many lives, and already these families have already been through enough. We're talking about families that have lost their loved ones. They've been their houses have been destroyed. And it requires not only a government response, but the immediate community. And that in that way, we avoid almost victimizing them even further by that rejection. Yeah. So that's the whole point of the engagement. But as the MEC said, in the Mngoma, we had to resort to courts and say, we are not going to stop our responsibility of providing houses and settlements to communities when we have government land that is ready and available for us to respond to the need, just because there are people who would not want to.
But
so we're prepared to use every avenue.
But considering just how desperate, and you speak of the state and trauma that these people have been through, we're talking about more than 6,800 households that were affected by the flooding. It's a lot. And now there are communities that are simply not allowing them to settle in that area. The time frames that you're giving yourself to settle all of these people, and really how feasible those time frames are. Talk to us about that, just the time frames that you've set yourself to get all of this done. And then you did mention engagements with traditional leaders. Are those bearing fruit?
Okay. The time frames. We have already appointed all the contractors for the 1,230 TRUs. The contractor for the Mngoma local municipality and because the numbers are across the province, they are ready to go on site. We're expecting that on site they're going to this weekend. The target contractor has been given is 20 units a week. So we're expecting that to be done and to be completed. The Maiden Farm, the municipality, we have an engagement. We met with there was a meeting between the municipality and the immediate community this afternoon. We are expecting that by Monday, we should have a way forward, so that would then allow the department to go in and start site establishment then. But in that, we are also exploring 2 other sites in the area as an alternative, because anyways, the land that is available there is not enough to accommodate the 2,000 that are completely homeless. So we are looking at other avenues. Yeah. The engagements with traditional authorities is yielding fruit. We already have the king of Abatembu that has really came forward to say they have land, they are willing to engage on us with that land. But that may take a longer route, because there still need to be assessments done in terms of the feasibility of that land and the readiness for it to receive human settlements development.
Yeah. Okay. MEC, we appreciate your time and we'll be watching all of these efforts closely. Thank you so much for speaking to us. MEC for Human Settlements there in the Eastern Cape, Siphokazi Lusithi speaking to us. We take a short break. When we come back, we're in conversation with the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, about the state of municipalities. Stay with us.